This is Adam from Hardest Part of the Ring, and I'm getting pretty fed up with this, to be honest with you. Every single day it seems like we're getting direct messages, group chats, emails from Josh and Stu. Can you fill out our prediction form? Have you submitted your predictions yet? Give it a rest. Now apparently this is the end. This is the final challenge, and I am delighted. Now you'll notice that the other guys from the podcast aren't here. That's because they couldn't care less about this Wrestlemania Championship, and I don't blame them. I've got a list here of podcasts. Wretched Wrestling, Royally Rumbled, The B Show, The Buzzards, Then Now Whatever. Whatever, exactly that. You guys aren't going to win this. We are going to win this title, and we're going to get that title, and we're going to stick it on the shelf with all of our other titles, and then we're going to forget about it. We're going to delete the direct messages, we're going to delete the emails, we're going to delete the league tables, because we don't care about Josh and Stu's prediction game. We win things and we move on because we are the best wrestling podcast out there.
This has got to be the tiebreaker, and to everybody else who's in that podcast league, the Buzzards Wrestling Podcast is going to kick your ass and win at WrestleMania. All right? Yeah. Hey, hang on.
You know what you're going to get? You know what they're going to get, don't you?
What are they going to get?
They are going to get these hands.
Yes!
And it's going to be
wonderful!
So Roman Reigns is going to win.
Hello everyone, it's your friend Duncan Joyce from Then Now Whatever, the wrestling podcast here. I'm very proud that our podcast has got to the final of Josh and Stu's WrestleMania game, and been told that I need to do some sort of trash talking to hype it up as the main event of the prediction game feud or whatever, but that's not really my bag. That's not really much of a love thing. So I'm going to defer my trash talking to a fellow doctor of mathematics. Well, he's a doctor of a different kind of mathematics. And let me tell you, he has no sympathy for any of you people. Give me a fucking mic!
Holler if you hear me!
Everybody knows when you have a typical prediction game, everybody's supposed to be created equal. But then you look at me, and you look at these other podcasts. Wretched Wrestling, Smartest Part of the Ring, Rumbly Road, The Bean Show, The Buggers. And you can see that statement's not true. See, normally you go one-on-one with another predictor. You got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a mathematical freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% of best chance beating me. And then you add all these other podcasts to the mix. Your chance of winning drastically go down. See, this six-way, a Josh and Stu podcast. You got a 16 and 2/3 chance of winning. But I got a 33 and a third chance of winning. Because all these other podcasts knows they can't beat me. And they're not even gonna try. So all you other podcasts out there, you take your 16 and 2/3 chance of winning, minus my 25% chance, and you get minus 8 and a third % chance of winning. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, and then add 33 and a third % more chance. I got 108 and a third % chance of winning. See, other podcasts out there, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice. Big Dr. Dunks, you hook up. Holla if you hear me.
Hello, everybody. This is Craig Dixon of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. I mean, do I even have to explain why the Wretched Wrestling Podcast is going to win the Josh and Stu WrestleMania Podcast Challenge? Do I even have to? I'll break them down. I mean, let's talk about hardest part of the ring. I mean, the hardest part of the ring, wow, is that a euphemism for what's going on in your pants when you guys watch oily men start touching each other? And for Royally Rumbled, you guys are just royally screwed when you're being matched up against the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. The B Show, I mean, you guys already named yourself what what you are, and that's irrelevant. The B Show? Come on. And the Buzzards, I mean, do I even have to explain myself? You guys are naming yourself after Bray Wyatt? Please. Ugh. And then now whatever. You know what? Whatever, dude. Whatever. I don't need to even explain myself. We got Fred Robinson. We got Craig Dixon. And the Wretched Wrestling Podcast is on the road to WrestleMania, and we will win.
Now, we may be the newest wrestling podcast to Josh and Stu's prediction game.
But we're not going away anytime soon.
We have nothing but respect for our fellow podcasters.
But we deserve to be here
We staked our claim to predict
on the grandest stage of them all
by out-predicting every single other podcast inside the most unforgiving structure in the WWE.
the Elimination Chamber. And for Royally Rumble come WrestleMania,
No guess is as good as ours.